Listening Library presents The Teacher of Nomadland, a World War II story. This is the author, Daniel Nayeri. To Alex, the name all my letters make. The line separating good and evil passes not through states, but right through every human heart. Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Once there was a man who taught the letters of the alphabet to a wolf. He said to him, "Say Aleph," and the wolf answered, "Aleph." Then he said, "Say Bet," and the wolf said, "Bet," and Gimel after that. "Now combine the letters so that you may pronounce whatever you wish, and we shall be one people. Put Aleph and Bet together as I do." The wolf responded, "Sheep. Berechaya ha-nakdon, mishleo shualim." Fox Fables. Iran, 1941. Hitler's war has divided the world into the Axis against the Allies. Iran is a neutral country. Until the invasion. Chapter 1. Baba was a teacher, dead now. Babak sits in the courtyard of their house, cradling the slab of stone that will mark his grave beside Maman, already dead. He is 13. Sona is 8, standing behind him. She says, "That was our last parent." Babak cries. He holds the stone as if it was a baby. He strokes the letters roughly chiseled onto the face of it. The war has made a cheapness of headstones. This one is barely the size of a cantaloupe. Mohammad Nouri, 1901 to 1941. No other words. It doesn't say that he liked peaches better than cantaloupes, that he raised Babak and Sana alone, that he taught the nomad tribes to read. He taught. He was a teacher. He was their father. It's just a stone. Babak thinks, his body is somewhere in the mountains under a pile of rubble. He is buried there, not here. It comes out of him in sobs. He feels Sana's hand, barely the weight of a sparrow, on his shoulder. When the Bakhtiari tribesmen, the one everyone called Traveler, had come to their door, they thought it was Baba and ran to see him again. Baba had only been gone 2 days. News of the invasion had come only a day before that. The British from the south, the Soviets from the north, in a joint effort, marched into Iran with tanks and brought the war with them. A man on the radio said something in English. Another voice translated into Farsi. The Anglo-Soviet invasion was necessary to keep British petroleum interests out of the hands of Nazis. Babak does not know any Nazis. He only knows Baba, who was killed, said Traveler the Nomad, when British soldiers mistook a group of goat herds on a mountainside as resistance fighters crouching in wait to ambush their envoy. The soldiers sent a few cannon shots into the hillside to roust them. They were not resistance fighters. They were goat herds and a teacher who had come to help them retreat with their animals from the advancing army. It was all misunderstanding. No one spoke any language that anyone else spoke. Bakhtiari, English, Farsi, Russian. It was all shouting and gunshot. Babak's father, Baba Nouri, was huddled behind a juniper bush when a tank roared at him and the rock ledge above him exploded and crashed down. It was all some other people's war until then. Babak reaches into the pocket of his corduroy trousers and takes out a knife. Sana says, "What do we do now?" Babak sets the headstone down between his legs. "Now that we're orphans, I mean," says Sana. "We're not orphans," says Babak. He unfolds the pocket knife. It's not very big, like they would have in the military. It's for slicing fruit, not even big fruit. It's for prying open a stubborn pistachio. He sets the knife to the face of the stone. He scrapes the shape of the letter Be and the letter Aleph. Together they make the sound Ba. It takes a long time. The edge of the knife grinds down into a dull, sad thing. He does it twice. Ba, ba, father. "Are you practicing your letters on our father's grave?" asks Sana. "No," says Babak. "It says Baba. You have to make the dots better." "I know," says Babak. "The knife isn't any good on stone. The tip of it snaps off as he tries to twist it to make the dots. But Babak doesn't care. Somewhere in this world, it should be written that Muhammad Nuri was a father, a good Baba. Do you want me to find a stick? Asks Sana. No. A sharp stick could help. It wouldn't. It would break. Maybe a nail and a hammer? Auntie June might have one. I could ask. No. You don't think she'll help us? Says Sana. Her hand on his shoulder has reached for a pinch of his hair. She pulls on it the way a littler kid might suck a thumb. She will, says Babak. That's good, says Sana. Babak struggles to grind the letters deeper into the stone. Sana thinks about it for a moment. Then she says, That means we're not orphans. We just don't have a mother or father anymore. She pulls on his hair as if it's a sleeve. She says, We have Auntie and her husband and his cousin from Tehran. We could help at the market. Babak lifts the stone so he can blow the dust off without leaning away from Sana's hand. It says Baba in jagged, inconsolably broken lines. Sana sniffs back her tears and looks at it. Your penmanship is no good, brother. They walk together toward the cemetery to place Baba's stone beside their mother's. The mulberry trees of Isfahan are tearful the whole way there. People on the street race to board up their windows before the soldiers arrive. Babak and Sana see Mr. Kashan break the lantern hanging over the flower box beside his door. He pulls out the jasmine plant and half the dirt with it. Why is he wrecking his house? Says Sana. So they'll think it's abandoned, says Babak. I'm keeping mine, says Sana. That's fine, says Babak. If you were really abandoning your house, you'd just run away. But now it looks like he's hiding something, 'cause it's the only broken flower box on the street. What if he gets everyone else to do it? Asks Babak. Then the whole street would be ugly, says Sana, and you'd be no better off than before. Babak struggles to balance the stone in one arm so he can hold his sister's hand. You could destroy the whole city before soldiers arrived, says Sana, and all you've done is half their work for them. Baba used to love Sana's long walks of the imagination. He would ask open-ended questions and follow wherever her mind wandered. Babak tries it. He says, What would happen then? No, that's not the question, says Sana. Babak sighs. Why? Because by then we already made the world ugly. The trick is to go back and never do the devil's work for him. Make them break your flower pots with their own hands. You draw the line at flower pots? I draw the line at killing my Baba. And after that, yes, flower pots. They enter the cemetery and place the stone. It doesn't have a plot of its own. It was only a kindness from Traveler to have it made. Babak sets it to rest on Maman's stone, as if they're forehead to forehead. They sit beside their parents and eat mulberries. Sometimes they forget and laugh at something funny, like a fat bird. They hear the growling of military planes overhead, and they remember. They wait until the sun goes down. As they walk home, Sana kneads Babak's hand in her own. She says, You won't let them separate us, will you, brother? No. Never? Never, says Babak. I draw the line around the two of us together. Chapter 2. The next day, Auntie June comes and tries to separate them. This is wartime, she says. Who says you have a choice? She isn't very big, but she moves like a he-goat with her head tilted down, ready to butt into everything. She charges around the house, as if she's going to miss her bus. Babak stands in the main room. Sana stands half behind him. Auntie rushes out of the bedroom holding Baba's winter coat. Is this too big for you, she says to Babak. No matter, you'll grow into it. She moves to the kitchen. Why can't we stay here, says Sana. Ha, says Auntie. A rental in wartime? He should have moved you back right after she... Auntie glances at Sana and revises the sentence. 7 years ago. Auntie inspects the kitchenware, a stained samovar, a single pot for rice, a pan for Baba's simple meals, cutlets, tomatoes and eggs, fried fish. 4 plates, 4 spoons, nothing worth carrying. Auntie's oldest son, a cousin too old for Babak to have ever played with, will come by and sell everything. Auntie walks past Baba's books and school supplies, holding the winter coat and a canvas bag with odds and ends. 2 bars of soap. Soap is fast disappearing in the bazaar. Razor.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?